What's going on, guys? Welcome to Golden Setups. I'm your host, Golden Focus, here to share with you another how I traded SPX. And today's trade, I'm a little late. I gotta admit, I'm a little late. It is April 24th today, and I am sharing with you guys a trade from last week, 20th, on Thursday. Just been busy with family. Nevertheless, I'm going to share this 750% trade that was made then on Thursday. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. And so right in the morning, I noticed that, we were making higher lows and higher highs. And so at first I did have a trend line drawn over here. By the way, we're looking at down here, we're looking at SPY. I got SPY up here on the 1 minute, SPY up here on the SPX up here on the 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and just make this simple here. Let's just simplify that. Okay. So all right, so what I'm looking at here is the 5 minute chart, and I look at the 5 minute chart. I spend a lot of time on the 5 minute chart as well as some other time frames as well. And so let's talk about what happened this particular morning. So I noticed that we had like this really hard, heavy rejection here. At first, I drew this trend line going from here all the way to up here. All right, and next, when I noticed that we had this heavy rejection, I went ahead and just played around with, let me go ahead and see if we're in a channel. And lo and behold, I drew the channel and we held up. We definitely held up. There were some trade opportunities back and forth in the channel, but I did not take any of these trades. I was actually waiting for a specific trade. And so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the higher time frames here. I'm going to switch to ES on the hourly and the 30-minute time frame. And right now we're looking at ES on the higher time frame, and you'll notice up here, this is the hour at the top. I got the 30-minute here at the bottom. Same day, I drew a supply zone. All right, drew a supply zone, 1 hour supply zone, and I was waiting for price to come up here. I wanted to see us reject this supply zone. All right, and so supply zone meaning that there are sellers up there, a lot of sell orders up there, and so anyhow, we got up to the supply zone. Now I'm coming down to the 30-minute to get a little bit more detail on what's going on. All right. The second that we started rejecting, we started rejecting the supply zone, and I got confirmation. Like we dropped here on the 30-minute, and then after that we opened up a new candle, and we like barely had any level of a micro pullback here on the 30-minute, if you want to call it a micro pullback. I went ahead and got into the trade. Went back over here to my lower time frames. All right, it was roughly around this point here. Now it was interesting because we were in essence bull flagging above the 20 and above the channel, and we actually shot all the way up to its proper place. But then we started rejecting hard at this point, so it looked really suspect to me. So I went ahead. I did go in light. This was a supply zone rejection right here that we're looking at, that I showed you guys here on the hourly. I went ahead and went in light, and the second that we broke this bull flag trend line that we see over here, let me try to zoom in here a little bit. There we go. All right. The second that we broke down below here, I did add on some more risk, and I just rode this down. All right, and this is actually following my rules. I actually play this. This is a golden flag setup here. And I'll get into that in another video, but ultimately it's pretty much just understanding and knowing how to play pullbacks, knowing where your entry is and knowing where your exit is. And so I did get it in early. All right, and then I added some risk in once we broke down below this trend line going down. All right, I did get in below because that was a really strong indicator of weakness for me. And then we also had a break and a retest of 9 and 20. All right. And so that was also a big indicator of weakness for me. And this is around here is where I added even more risk. And I went ahead and just let it ride. I was honestly, I was a little shook around here. We had quite a few bounces right here on the 200-day moving average here. We see on the 5 minute, this purple line. But I let it ride. We came down to the VWAP. We had a little bit of a bounce. I was okay. There was a lot of momentum behind this. New candle came up. We couldn't get back above the VWAP. This dotted line here is the VWAP. And then we just continue to drop. We had a big bounce right off of this demand zone. All right, right off of this demand zone. And I believe actually this is a little low here. I believe I got out right around here, right into this demand zone, I'm not happy about my exit because I got out on a green candle and I wanted to get out on a red candle. I like selling into strength. I was under the impression that we had so much momentum that we were gonna push all the way down through the actual demand zone. So I was just like, hey, you know what? Let me just go ahead and take my profits and call it a day. And I'm watching it go up 500, 600, 750%. And I think it went up a little bit up beyond that. And then as soon as I saw a little bit of a bounce, I went ahead and like, all right, I'm good, I'm out, And so that was that. And I've in the past, I've watched a lot of my green trades go red. I've watched some of my green trades go red in the distant past, and I've learned my lessons from that. So still working on, selling in the strength. It's still something that I got to work on and practice every day. But I followed my rules and everything kind of panned out. And the big indicator here was going to be just, again, this is the 1 hour supply zone rejection. All right. And then not only that, when we had the break and retest, we saw on the 5-minute break and retest of the 9 and 20, which was up here. And then after that, I got even more conviction and even more confidence once we broke down, this hourly and 30-minute trend line, once we broke down below that. So then after that, you could see we dropped into a higher time frame demand zone, and the rest was history. I'm glad I got out before that time. But nevertheless, that was my trade. And some of you guys can be like, where's the proof? Where's the proof? There you go. All right. Did a nice little screenshot here. You could see 750%. All right. You see the date right here, April 20th. All right. Around 2:43. All right. All right. So there it is. And so, well, how much did you make? Like I said, I don't talk about amounts because it's very distracting for other traders. People have different size accounts, and I don't want to distract anyone from their accounts, especially my children, as I have been teaching them and I continue to train them. I do not want them to get caught up on numbers. I want them to be focusing on making good trades and following their trade plan, and not being distracted by the dollar amounts, but really making sure that they follow through on their trades. So anyhow, just want to encourage you guys. It doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be complex, as long as you have a solid trade plan. I taught my children. They followed my system, my trade plan. I'm still teaching them, and they were able to double their account a few times. And that's with very minimal knowledge, but nevertheless, they're still learning, as am I. And I'm doing this for them. All right. I'm doing this for them. I'm not doing this for you guys. I'm not doing this for you traders who want proof about everything. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for my children, and you guys benefit. So nevertheless, if you're interested in learning more about my trade system or refining your trade plan, reach out to me at goldensetups.com. All right. I really appreciate you guys for watching, taking the time. Go long on that like and subscribe button, and stop losing trades. Trade confident, and don't forget to live life. Take care.